Good morning, traders, investors, observers. I want to talk about Pluristem Therapeutics for several reasons today. ARK Invest has a large position in this. So let's get right into it. I apologize at the beginning of these videos. Sometime there's like a big white screen or whatever. I decided to live with it, so here's the Pluristem. This is on Yahoo Finance. The profile, right? It's a biotherapeutics company in Israel. Now I noticed ARK invests in some of these companies in Israel. So I've left this up long enough. You could always stop the video and read it for yourself or go to yahoo.com. Okay, it's futuristic, right? To say the least. But I am intrigued by the chart, okay, and how much these COOs make. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so here's ARK. ARK Investment Management has what, 1,743,000 shares, a little more than that, right? As of September, $18 million worth of shares. So you know Kathy Wood and her team. You know, if you want hits on your video, you put a picture of Kathy Wood on there on YouTube. These young guys are really masters at making money off their YouTube. So I believe that this is a good thing that Kathy Wood is involved in this. Sometimes you have to wait on her investments. But this chart, wanted to show you this chart. And what I like about the chart, it's below all the moving averages. So I think most traders, particularly day traders, are not into waiting, right? They're into scalping. So they want to see, say, the daily break the 20, and because of the push over the 20, they'll catch a trade and then get out after they make 100, 200, 500, whatever they make on their day trades. Whatever they call, like Dan says, a day maker. All right? So what intrigues me about this chart is this gap right here on the daily. Right? You had on December 8th a big gap down here, right? It broke through all the moving averages. You have a death cross here on your MACD. That's known as a death cross. And I'm sure your moving averages did the same. I don't make my moving averages dark because when I want to look at them, I'll look at them, right? Okay, so if you look at your MACD, back here you had a death cross. What's forming here on your daily chart? If you know charts. If this crosses in the other direction, that's a bullish trend. The other thing I like is the RSI. Some people call that oversold. They would have said it's oversold back here. And maybe that's why they were scaling in, right? I don't know what ARK Investments got this at. I really don't. Let's go to the weekly. Well, they got it in September, so it's not that hard to look at, right, if we wanted to. But this has a history of problems. Part of the problem with could be geopolitical issues, because some of our people in government are anti-Semitic, right? Or I don't want to get into politics, but some of them like to beat up on Israel, right? And try to punish Israel. So that's a risk, right? Kathy Wood and her crack team seem to believe that it's worth the risk. We had this big dip here. This is the weekly chart. So this thing was down here for a while. But when it gapped up above the 20-day on the week, so let's look at this on the daily. That is April 9th, 2020, right? Let's go to the daily and see what happened on that. Your daily, I don't know how to explain it. You should study up on charts. Dan, there it is. Charting Man Dan, the chart guys, they have some very good informative videos on charts. Yet knowledge, and you're not doing it or studying it or spending a lot of time with it, it really doesn't help a lot of us. We have to live it, right? So I'm in this thing 5 years. But I know and believe strongly that gaps get filled. It's rare that they don't. It is possible, but I have this rule, 80-20. 80% of the time, they have to get filled. So, maybe this gap here, the gap got filled when the chart went down months later. It can happen months later. So back here, this was down pretty low. It dropped down to $4, okay? But it also, it didn't, this is where it came up. My point was the 20-day moving average. So it was around here, and then once it broke the 20-day moving average, it gapped up, right? And then it rode it. Now this is the daily chart. This is what I like to look at. I don't like bad entries. Or if you're rich and you can sit on a stock forever, hey, it doesn't matter, right? They'll scale in. They'll buy a few shares here, wait for a dip, buy a few more, tie up their money. They don't care. But those of us that are not rich, we look at better entries. Okay, here, see how you had this big move up in August and then a correction. It came down below the 20. When it gapped above the 20, somebody made out here. Some people made out. Swing trades. In fact, some probably didn't get out till here, right? It got down below the 20 again, okay? So I made my point about the 20-day on the daily chart. That's a lot of movement, and I hope I didn't bore you, but it matters. It's significant. I believe this chart is significant, and I may take a small position just so I don't forget it, but generally speaking, most of your traders are not going to get in at this level. Some traders will look at the hourly and just play it as if it was the daily. Now, if this was a daily chart right here, that's a beautiful chart. You see the nice uptrend? We got a nice uptrend here. I don't like the fact that it dropped below the 20 here, but it corrected, right? Wow, I like this on the hourly. So from here, this is about $5 to here is $2 movements, and no big dumps on the hourly. Well, I guess we used enough time for this video, but this is forming what is known as a cup and handle. So the next trading day, I like to see this drop in the morning really hard. There's no moving average underneath of it as far as that's concerned. I guess I can mark up my chart and go back in time and find a level here, but here's the trend line that I created from the past. This is a significant level. So when it comes above the 20-day on the daily chart and breaks this line here, this trend line that was previous support, 80-20 rule. 80% of the time it gaps up, and if you're in it, you can make a good day maker, or you can hold it. It depends on your style of trading. I'm pretty much a day trader. What I do like to do is make money on a particular name and then hold a small position. And if it just keeps going up, find another level maybe and trade it again, or find another stock and just keep a few shares as a long investment. Thanks for listening, everybody. I'm sorry if I stuttered and I bored you. But what's significant about this particular name is that ARK Investments is getting involved in this, and you can see after this gap down, we got a cup starting here. If you do something like this, the cup is more prevalent, and you can see the MACD. Look into your MACD. It's getting ready to cross in the up direction. Looks like. Will it? Is there a 100% chance it will? No. Nothing's 100% in the market. The other thing, you need to watch the market, not just the stock you're trading. You look at SPY or the S&P 500 during the trading day. You look at the NASDAQ. You can look at the Dow for things like Boeing, other particular stocks. When Boeing went down, it affected the Dow, but it did not affect the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. Looks like this thing's getting ready to go to another level. To me, it's risky here. Manage your risk. I'm intrigued that ARK Investment is got millions in this thing. So maybe we'll catch a ride, right? Thanks for watching. Happy New Year.